Thank you, and good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining us today as we mark another exciting milestone in the story of Vancouver Rise FC. We are delighted to introduce AnjaHeinerMøller as the first ever head coach of Vancouver Rise. Anja brings a wealth of knowledge, passion, and leadership to our club, and we're thrilled to have her at the helm as we prepare for our fast approaching inaugural season. Anja's impressive career speaks for itself. As a former player, she represented the Danish national team and competed at the highest levels, including the UEFA Champions League. Transitioning to coaching, she has quickly risen as one of the most promising leaders in the game. Most recently, she was head coach of Denmark's under-19 national team. But what makes this announcement even more special is Anja's connection to Vancouver. Having previously lived and coached here, she knows and loves our city, and she shares our vision of building a team that reflects the passion and pride of this community. Anja's ethos, style of play, and commitment to player development make her the perfect fit for our club. And we know her presence will not only set the tone for our team's performance on the field, but also inspire our fans and community off the field. Steph, I'll hand it over to you to share some of your thoughts and vision for this exciting journey.
Thanks, Sinead, and thanks everyone for being here. It's an extremely special day for us to finally be able to announce our head coach for Vancouver Rise. From the moment I first started talking with Anja, throughout the entire process, we aligned so closely on vision, on playing style, on how we really wanted this club to build and look for our fans, for our community, and for our city. Anja's connection to the city of Vancouver, as Sinead said, is amazing, and it was something that really wanted to bring her back to the city. For us as a club to have somebody as powerful as Anja, as a leader and a role model in our communities, for not just the players that will come through our system, but for young girls that maybe want to be coaches one day and leaders one day, to have a role model like Anja is fantastic. I am so excited to finally welcome our new head coach, AnjaHeinerMøller.
Thank you for that, Steph and Sinead. I'm very honored to take on this role. My name is Anja Heiner-Møller. As just said, I'm 46 years old. I'm currently the women under-19 national team coach of Denmark, but I'm really honored about this job and looking forward to build this team and compete in the Northern Super League, which is an amazing opportunity for us as a city. It's been said, I love Vancouver, and I've done it ever since we were there. And we've been back several times, and I love soccer as well. So this was just the perfect combo. So really looking forward to this. This will be great.
Thank you so much, Anja. We will now go to questions to the media. We will start with Michael McCall and then Felipe.
Hi there, Anja. Congratulations on the job. Welcome back to Vancouver. I'm Michael from an outlet called AFTN. You touched on it there. You've been in Vancouver before. You know the city. You've maybe seen some of these young players that's already been coming through. How did this opportunity come about? Did you reach out to the Rise? Did they get in touch with you? And how much did Kenneth's new job in San Diego kind of factor into things, just so that you're at least closer together?
Yeah, thank you for the question, Michael. Lot of things in there. So I saw there was an opportunity in Vancouver Rise, and I did the application, I did the interviews and all this stuff. Just amazing to see this opportunity. And I known from since we left that this league was being built. So I definitely just had all the social media turned on to see all the news. So definitely followed it from this 9-hour time difference to Denmark. Yeah, and now you mentioned, you talked about the girls coming through. I coached a lot of the young girls while I was there because, that was what was meant for me at that time. And these girls are just so much in love with soccer, and their parents as well. And there's a huge potential. And in Vancouver, sport is big. So that joy and dedication from these girls who just loves the game was amazing. And then Kenneth got the opportunity to go to San Diego. So we had huge decisions to make at the same time. And we decided these are two careers, and we couldn't say no to any of these. We wanted to say two yeses. So that's what we've done. And you're totally right. We're on the West Coast, both of us. For Denmark, which is really small, this is a huge distance. But for Canadians, this is just the West Coast. I like that. And we'll get this to work.
That is very true. And I read an interview with you where you said you always like to say yes to opportunities. And I mean, you just mentioned there it was two yeses. Your own coaching journey, you stopped playing age 25. Was that just because the passion was to get into coaching, or were the opportunities maybe not there for you?
Yeah, opportunities were definitely different at that time. I had to choose between my studies. I have a master degree in sports science, and it was hard to get these two careers going at the same time. And I happened to meet Kenneth at the time as well, and I kind of had to make decisions on what to do. So I jumped directly into coaching, and I haven't been out of it ever since. We have two daughters, so that of course gave some space to use time with them as well. But yes, like you read, I've said yes all the time, and this is the biggest yes I've done, and also the one that I really, in my heart, feel I'm so lucky to get this opportunity. So of course, yes, please.
That's great. I have more for you, but I'll ask later once everyone else has asked some more. Thanks.
Michael will now go to Felipe, followed by Jeff.
Hi, Anja. It's Felipe from Northern Tribune. I wanted to ask you about what you've seen of the current crop of girls that are at the Whitecaps right now, the Girls Elite, what you've made of their journey in the CONCACAF Champions Cup, facing some of the top teams in the continent, and what excites you about how things are going right now in terms of that world ahead of the Rise's debut.
Yeah, I could follow that from afar from here. Just to know that there was a Whitecaps team taking this huge step into the CONCACAF Championship is, an amazing opportunity. And I can only think about the joy and also the nerves for these girls to compete in a huge setup like this, and then meeting Portland and Sinclair and San Diego FC as well. So San Diego Wave, sorry. Just a massive experience they get there. And I definitely know for these young players, even though the games were tough to play, they did amazing. And this experience will grow with them, so they can really use that for a long time going forward. So just proud to see Whitecaps team, the women's Whitecaps team, to take this huge step so quickly and get this opportunity.
And then last one for me, as you come in and this is a completely new team, it's sort of like a blank canvas for you as a coach. So for the fans that are anticipating what this team might be, what kind of identity or philosophy do you want to bring to this team on the playing field and maybe even off of the field as well?
Yeah, so I'll start on the field. Of course, we need to build everything here, culture, the team, and the style of play as well. I have a big heart for the attacking kind of play, the possession-based, the flexible, dynamic football where you can change things, and this can change the game as well. So that's kind of on the field what I really feel passionate about, and the way I've been coaching always. Outside, this is about opportunity to create leaders and role models. So we have a huge opportunity to inspire a lot of girls and boys and youth in Vancouver with this team, and I'm really looking forward to that.
Perfect. Thank you so much and welcome.
Thank you, Felipe. We'll go to Gemma next, please.
Hi, Anya. Thank you so much for doing this. Building off of your response there, what does it mean to you to be part of this opportunity to build this league in Canada and to inspire another generation, many more generations, we hope, of young players?
First of all, to follow this league being made through the last, I think it's maybe more than 3 years, has been amazing and like an excitement growing, because I just knew that these players that really has this huge potential, they need to go outside Canada. Now they can stay in. And for Canada to have this league is just a huge deal breaker in this. So I just feel the joy for these girls also to have a women's team to look up to. That is, that's something big. And I remember the young girls, which that's also why I was fascinated. They had Sinclair on their posters in the rooms, and now they can have more posters. And yeah, so that's great.
And you mentioned that you have daughters as well. Do you think about that when you're taking a job like this? Do you think about the opportunities it creates for young women coming forward, like your daughters?
Yeah, definitely. Women's soccer is growing so fast, so it's crazy to look back and see how much it has improved within years. So I feel joy also about the under-19s I'm coaching right now, saying that their value as a soccer player is it's growing and it's exploding, and all the opportunities are just open for them. So I feel really happy about that being in front of them.
Thank you.
Hello, Anja. This is Alex Gongiruzik here with One Soccer. Well, congrats on the new job. I guess just, my question is, heading into a new league, sometimes it can be tough with the player pool, but, naturally the Rise will have the built-in advantage of the academy, having that group built up, especially given you've worked with the academy before. How important is that going to be in the first few years to have those base of young players that you can draw from that have already been in the system?
And Steph, do you want me to answer here? I can do that. Yeah. That's perfect. That will be like an ecological system, you could say that. So we can build a style of play. The players know what they're developing into and their opportunities. These young players are so talented, and for them to see this team grow will be massive. And like in the introduction, I've worked with a lot with young people, and I know that for them to see the pathway just higher and improve their motivation, everything makes sense. So this is a huge thing for Vancouver, and this academy is so strong, and it's been there for many years. Yeah, and I previously lived on the North Shore, but I also know the importance of Whitecaps in the whole Vancouver area. So yeah, definitely a great thing to have the academy.
Awesome. Thank you.
think next we'll go to Nathan Derrick.
Hi, Anya. Nathan Derrick here with A51. Thank you very much for being with us today. I wanted to ask you about the challenges of going into a brand new league. You've talked a lot about the opportunity that this offers you, but the Northern Super League is brand new. You're getting in at, I guess, right at the ground floor. What do you see as the challenges that are going to basically that you and everyone else with the league is going to face?
Yeah, that's a good question. What is really important is for us to be clear on what we want very quickly. And that's being said around the staff for us to get to know each other, to learn each other, working routines and all this stuff. So we need to act like a staff team, a staff group from the beginning. And then that's the same with the team. We need to be very clear on our style of play. We need to agree on how we approach things on the field, the methodology, and all this stuff. What I'm confident in is that we can do this. I also have the experience of coaching the national teams, and other will come in and have experience from national teams as well. That's where you gather from a lot of clubs. You come in and you have maybe match day -2, match day -1 to unite in a style of play to go out and deliver a top performance 2 days after. So a lot of the players, they know how to do that, staff also. And that will be our job, to be as clear in our communication and coaching. So that's, I've talked about opportunities, but that will be the big job for us when we start.
Thank you. My other one is with your time previously in Vancouver with the academy, I just wanted to ask you maybe a bit of a softball question here is, what are you excited about in terms of just coming back to Vancouver? What do you remember from your time here before? Not necessarily about the football, but about the city.
Where should I start? I don't know if you know, I love Denmark. We live a great place. I have a great job. But after being in Vancouver, everyone around me in Denmark, they know how much I and the family love this place. People are open-minded. It's a multicultural place. I think a lot of the people are respectful. I like the way Canadians and Vancouvers behave. I love the mountains. I love the outdoor life. The ocean is there. The forest. I don't know what you don't have, actually. And I love Denmark, but it's harder to be here when you've been in Vancouver. So we can complain about the rain, definitely, but it gives snow, right? So again, everything is good.
We'll always complain about the rain. Thank you very much and welcome.
Thank you, Nathan. We'll go to Har next, and then back to Michael McCall, and then Gemma.
Thanks, Brandon. It's Har in Vancouver with various outlets. And yeah, I'm wondering about your coaching staff. When do you expect to name a coaching staff timeline-wise? And will Katie Collar be part of that staff?
I think that question will go for Steph.
Yeah, I can jump in here. Thanks for the question, Har. We're going to have some really exciting updates coming up in terms of the rest of the coaching staff in the coming days and weeks. Katie is obviously a very strong coach and someone who's done extremely well with our Girls Elite program and most recently in the CONCACAF Championship. So she's someone that we are definitely interested in continuing to invest in and help grow because her potential is so high. So like I said, we'll be announcing a lot of other members for the coaching staff in the coming weeks.
Okay, my second question is for Sinead. And regarding the stadium options or plans, there's been some documents about Swangard Stadium that surfaced. Is that where the Rise would like to play? I know there was mention regarding upgrades to the stadium. What's happening with that in the city of Burnaby? And if there was upgrades, how much would Vancouver Rise pay or put in place for those upgrades?
Thanks for this question, Har. Stadium continues to be one of my hot topics, and I know everybody is eager to find out where we're going to be playing. As you mentioned, we have made a proposal with the city of Burnaby to do a partnership at the Swangard Stadium, and that would entail various stadium upgrades if we were to be there. We're continuing to explore options with other municipalities for alternative stadiums as well, and we're just making sure that what we land on is appropriate for our 2025 season and the stadiums are functional for the needs of a professional league and a professional club and professional players coming into market. So continuing to work with the different municipalities on those solutions, and as soon as we have something to share, we will absolutely be sharing it with our fans and the wider community.
Thank you.
Hi, it's Michael again. I'll just continue with a question for Sinead, actually. Just with regards to the stadium, obviously there's existing tenants such as TSS Rovers who also have a women's team there. Part of the proposals seem to look for exclusivity. Is the plan, if you get in, a club like TSS, who's called that stadium home since 2017, wouldn't be able to play there?
Thanks, Michael. Interesting, it seemed that we were looking for exclusivity because we definitely would not be. We know how important community is within the city of Burnaby, and there's some fantastic sports teams that already play there today. Our view is that we can be there with those that are already there. It would be 12 home games in that first opening season, which isn't a significant amount. You've got the likes of WFC2, TSS you mentioned. We would want to collaborate. We would hope that by having a professional team in there, we were enhancing and improving the experience for those teams and their fans as well, but definitely not looking to go in and push others out.
Okay, that's great to hear. As someone that's involved with TSS, I just thought I'd throw that one at you.
Could be it.
My second question is I guess probably for Steph. So in terms of like roster building and player decisions, how will that work out? Like, does Anja come to you and say, this is the kind of player I want, or I've had this player before, I'd like to bring them in? Are you looking at just having players that's primarily come through the Whitecaps, or we've got obviously a very good UBC team that's just won back-to-back nationals here? Are all these players in the mix as well?
Yeah, for sure. Thanks for this question. It's something that Anja and I are already working on together. It's something that I started months ago in terms of starting to look at how we want to build this roster, what are our key factors, and then mixing that in with style of play and values that both we have as a club and Anja, which are very much aligned. So first and foremost, looking to bring in players with professional experience. I think that's a key to make sure that we have leaders in the locker room. We have players that have been through a professional year, a professional season. They can bring that professionalism to help teach as well. Those younger players, maybe those academy players, local UBC players, or players from other local universities. Really giving those local players, I think, a chance to be able to come through the local systems and then be able to continue their journey right here at home. But it's also important to make sure that we have that high level of play, top quality players coming in, whether they're Canadians or internationals, to really build a top quality squad that can not only compete and be successful in the NSL, but also in future CONCACAF Champions Cups in the future as well.
That's great. And if I could just throw a last one in for Anja as well just now. Anja, you're the second Danish coach so far to be announced in the NSL. Have you chatted with Katrine Pedersen at Ottawa about being in the league at the same time? And are you excited to go up against another Danish coach?
Yeah, this is really special. I got a message just an hour ago with an official welcome to Canada, she wrote. Yeah, well, I haven't been able to discuss this job with her, but I've definitely listened to her considerations around this Canadian league. Think it's amazing for both of us to be part of this first season and build these teams. Yeah, so, and I know Kat very well. So yeah, I'm excited for her, and I'm of course excited for Vancouver Rise as well, and me.
That's great. Thanks so much.
Wrap up with Gemma.
Hi again. A question for Steph. Oops, sorry, you guys can't hear me, yes? Fabulous. Steph, can you talk to us a little bit about the process you went through in picking a coach? How many candidates were you looking at? How long did this take? What was it that tipped you into Anja's favor at the end there?
Yeah, we went through a formal hiring process. So we had put out the job posting and we had a ton of interest in it, which was overwhelming, but also very, very exciting. I think it shows not only the global reach of this league and the talk that's happening around it and the excitement that's happening around it. I think also the growth of women's soccer, that there's so many top quality candidates out there that could have a job like this. So narrowing it down was not an easy task. But yeah, we narrowed it down to a handful, maybe a little bit more of top quality coaches. And as I kind of mentioned before, like from the first interview we had with Anja, I could see that our vision and goals really aligned well, along with playing style, the type of football we want to play in front of the Vancouver fans, the exciting attacking style minded. As much as I'm a goalkeeper, I love attacking football, and I love seeing teams that create a lot of chances, that have really dynamic play and exciting players that, yeah, I think it enlighten and elicit excitement in our fans. Like I want our fans to come to games and be entertained and be excited about the players and the team in front of them. And so having that aligned with Anja and then continuing to go through the process, I think just seeing her attention to detail, her tactical knowledge, as well as what she spoke about, her experiences in working with a national team will be very similar to working with a team that's coming together for the first time, with these players coming from all different environments and finding a way to build a culture and really get a team of players who have not played together to really click in a short period of time. So I think that was something that was really exciting for me, is to have a coach that kind of has that type of an experience to be able to bring a team together of individuals and really create a team. So those are a couple of things. And then I think lastly, just Anja's character and her passion for wanting to help athletes not just grow as athletes, but also as individuals and as humans, and that connection to the youth, to be able to have good experiences of working with youth players. Obviously, we have a fantastic academy. So when we have players coming up from the academy into the pro team, knowing that we have a coach that knows how to coach them, knows how to work with them, and pay attention to those details so that those players feel included, welcome, and that their development and growth is really what matters. I think all of those things are what led us to wanting Anja to lead our team.
Excellent. That's all I've got. Thank you very much.